Greetings. Today you will be viewing the School of Education's academic welcome and overview of our undergraduate programs. This presentation will also provide valuable information pertinent to your overall success at UNCG. It will allow you to establish a connection with the School of Education and discuss the SOAR registration process.
Alright, so today what we're going to do is we're going to pick up the lesson that I am from a small town called Lexington, North Carolina, also known as the barbecue capital. So I'm a dual major, so I decided to go with special education as well because I actually worked with a student who had autism, and she really opened my eyes up, through to a whole new community. My most impactful experiences at UNCG was actually when I got the opportunity to study abroad in Shanghai, China. I feel like that experience really made me culturally aware and globally aware, honestly. I think being exposed to a culture that's completely different from my own really changed my perspective on things. It even made me open up to try new things that I would never try if it wasn't for that experience. Something that I've gained from learning how to collaborate with other educators is really just the importance and the impact that it has on students. At the end of the day, I really learned that collaborating isn't to benefit me or benefit other educators, it's to benefit the students. My advice for new students coming into college is actually what UNCG emphasizes a lot is it's not the time that you spend here, it's the experience. Make the best of it. Do not wait for these experiences to come to you. You go and you build those experiences. Have a great time at UNCG because you have the resources, you have the activities, you have everything to build yourself up to who you want to become. I'm really excited about graduating. I will miss UNCG. I actually plan to come back here and get my master's degree, but I'm relieved. I'm ready to start this new chapter of my life and really begin to change the world one classroom at a time.
This portion of the presentation will go over each of the undergraduate majors listed on this presentation slide. Please note that this information can be found in your academic plans located in Canvas. The School of Education has two types of majors: licensure programs, which prepare students to teach in K-12 settings, and non-licensure programs, which prepare students for work in the field of education or specialized work in other fields. Teacher licensure programs have a secondary admissions process to enter teacher education. Students are considered a full major once they are admitted through their admission process. Once admitted to their program of study, there are additional requirements that the student must meet to continue on in their program. We will begin by examining the teacher licensure programs. These programs follow a two-phase process. In phase 1, the admissions process, students work on GPA requirements, prerequisite courses, and entrance exams. In phase 2, students are admitted to their programs of study. They join a cohort or team where they take all their teaching method courses together. These students also have internships, where they get to practice what they learn in their teaching methods courses. Finally, students complete their programs in student teaching, where they will be working in classrooms all day, every day. The first teaching licensure major we will discuss is elementary education. Your phase 1 requirements for this program include the following: having a 3.0 GPA in UNCG courses, taking and passing MAT 112, Contemporary Topics in Mathematics, TED 222, Mathematics for Teaching, and TED 250, Professions in Teaching with a C or better, and the Praxis Core exam. This exam tests your skills in reading, writing, and math. Please note this exam can be waived through your SAT or ACT exam scores. Your advisor will discuss whether these test scores waive the Praxis Core requirement during your first advising meeting. The next program is the Dual Elementary Education Special Education program. With this program, you will graduate with licensure to teach in both elementary education and special education. The Phase 1 requirements for this program include a 3.0 GPA in UNCG coursework, passing SES 250 Professions in Special Education with a C or better, and finally, passing the Praxis Core exam. This exam tests your skills in reading, writing, and math. Please note that this exam can be waived through your SAT or ACT exam scores. Your advisor will discuss whether these test scores waive the Praxis Core requirement during your first advising meeting. Next, we have the middle grades program. The Phase 1 requirements for this program include having a 3.0 GPA in UNCG coursework, passing TED 250 Professions in Teaching with a C or better, and finally, passing the Praxis Core exam. This exam tests your skills in reading, writing, and math. Please note that this exam can be waived through your SAT or ACT exam scores. Your advisor will discuss whether these test scores waive the Praxis Core requirement during your first advising meeting. Next is the special education program. With this program, you will graduate with licensure to teach K-12 special education general curriculum. The Phase 1 requirements for this program include a 3.0 GPA in UNCG coursework, passing SES 250 Professions in Special Education with a C or better, and finally, passing the Praxis Core exam. This exam tests your skills in reading, writing, and math. Please note that this exam can be waived through your SAT or ACT exam scores. Your advisor will discuss whether these test scores waive the Praxis Core requirement during your first advising meeting. Next is the secondary teacher education program. Requirements for this program include a 3.0 grade point average, passing the Praxis Core exam. This exam tests your skills in reading, writing, and math. Please note that this exam can be waived through your SAT or ACT exam scores. Your advisor will discuss whether these test scores waive the Praxis Core requirements during your first advising meeting. And once admitted to the program, a grade of C or better in all your major courses is required. Next is the K-12 Deaf and Hard of Hearing Teacher Licensure Program. Phase 1 and 2 of the program include the following: taking classes to gain proficiency in American Sign Language, internships in itinerant program and resource settings, and student teaching at the schools of the deaf in North Carolina and out of state. This program also offers a variety of interactive class projects and volunteer opportunities on and off campus. Because teachers of the deaf are in high demand, most of our students are hired shortly after graduation. Next, let's look at the non-licensure programs offered in the School of Education. The first of these programs is the Professions in Deafness Advocacy and Services for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing program. This concentration prepares students to empower individuals who are deaf, blind, or hard of hearing. It is the only program of its kind in the southeastern United States. In this program, students learn to match appropriate services to clients based on their individual needs. To do so, courses focus on American Sign Language proficiency and federal and state laws as they relate to children and adults who are deaf, deaf-blind, late deafened, or hard of hearing, and their families. Students in this program have career opportunities in various areas. They take interdisciplinary coursework in social work, psychology, sociology, and American Sign Language. During the program, students must pass 3 benchmarks in order to graduate. Furthermore, students in this program interact with the local deaf community on and off campus through events, projects, and volunteer experiences. Next, we have the Professions in Deafness Interpreter Preparation Program. This concentration prepares students for careers as qualified sign language interpreters for the deaf, hard of hearing, and deaf-blind individuals in both educational and community settings. It is designed for students who have a passion for the culture and language of the deaf community and an interest in becoming a nationally certified sign language interpreter. The program prepares future interpreters for several national assessments, which are found on this slide. Career opportunities include educational interpreter in the public school systems, interpreting agencies, and video relay service providers. Since there is a national shortage of qualified professional sign language interpreters, graduates of this program are in high demand. Students in the program learn American Sign Language from deaf instructors in an immersive learning environment. They also take interpreting classes, deaf culture classes, and American Sign Language deaf literature courses. Those in the program must pass 3 program benchmarks assessments in order to graduate. They will interact with the local deaf community through events on and off campus and volunteer opportunities through interactive class projects. Students will also complete interpreting internships with local nonprofits, interpreting agencies, and for-profit interpreting agencies in the public school systems.
Well, there is a perception that the deaf community is very small. It's roughly, if you look at national statistics, it's roughly 10% of the population has hearing loss of some kind. We are the only state-affiliated university in the UNC system that offers deaf education, interpreter preparation, and advocacy. So it makes it very unique. Our program is very focused on being connected with the community. Our view on deafness is not that it is a disability, however, it is a culture. That the deaf community has a culture, and language is part of that culture. If you notice the weather reports, when we have a hurricane announcement, normally the governor is speaking, and you'll see a sign language interpreter standing next to him. That's one of our graduates. However, they are also in the community interpreting doctor's appointments, interpreting for trainings, computer trainings, vocational, educational. They're in the school systems interpreting for elementary kids, middle school and high school. Our teachers are doing the same thing. They're in the school systems teaching.
If they've seen me, the National Folk Festival took residency in Greensboro for 3 years, so I helped coordinate that. So it wasn't just me, though. I had a whole team of interpreters. So you might have seen me some on stage, but I might have been also kind of in the background because I was working with a whole team of interpreters. Thank you. And I do a lot of concerts and graduations in Greensboro and around Greensboro. So you might see me at a random doctor's office or at a university. So I'm around. CODA, that's an abbreviation for Child of a Deaf Adult, whether you have one parent who is deaf or hard of hearing or 2. So growing up in the home, that was the language that was spoken. So that's what I was exposed to. I help to manage the volunteers and the advocacy students who come through our organization. I help to coordinate our captioning services for any individual that's hard of hearing but doesn't use American Sign Language as their primary communication. What does CSDHH want to communicate to the community at large? And it is that there is a massive value to awareness of the deaf community, to the accessibility of this community, and to the inclusion of it, because we would all stand to benefit from that exchange, that interaction with one another.
We're an agency that help people find jobs or maintain their jobs. We gather the information about their disabilities because that's the only population we serve. Once we gather that information, we develop a plan for what services that we are going to support. And like I said, the services like interpreting, job coaching, whatever it is that that client needs. And the best way to simplify that is, what is the barrier that's stopping them from working? I wasn't exposed to sign language because my parents didn't know much about that. Because I was just hard of hearing, I just wear hearing aids. Everybody speak loud, speak slowly. But I learned sign language when I started at UNCG. Learning sign language definitely opened my eyes to different parts, different culture. You always learn something new about yourself. Sign language, it just really opened my eyes that there is more, a way to communicate. It's a beautiful language. Yeah.
The challenge of learning to be an interpreter is a challenge. First off, because you have to develop fluency in the language. So you are making split-second decisions in the moment when you're interpreting. Like for the governor, you're standing next to the governor, making choices as to what he is saying, and it's also the intent of what he's saying. His word choices convey a lot of information. His tone conveys a lot of information. The interpreter is responsible to convey that tone as well as word choices.
What's fulfilling is being able to see myself win. And what I mean by that is, because of my personal struggle as a hard of hearing individual, I'm able to help someone succeed and reach their goals. So it's so fulfilling to know that I was once in a place of looking for something. Now I can help them get that. So when they call me and say, "Hey, Mr. Tim, I got a job," of course that's my, job goal, but that's also my life goal, to see that people are succeeding in getting what they want.
A very fulfilling moment that I interpreted for President Barack Obama, and it was fantastic. One, it was President Barack Obama, so it was like a highlight in my career to say I interpreted for him. But more importantly was who was in the audience. There were several deaf people in the audience that day, but my dad was there, so that was fantastic. And not only that, my son and his father were there as well. So it was just, to me, that just felt like an all-time high to interpret for someone who I respect so much, the president, to have my father there and my son. It was just like, that was one of the best moments, I will say. Maybe it shouldn't be unexpected and surprising, but the gratitude. The gratitude specifically from the deaf consumers. I'm there for them, and so I have to earn their trust. And when I do, and later, after the assignment's done, when they say thank you, it touches me every time. I've been doing this for forever, and I feel like it always will. It's always very touching afterwards when someone says thank you. I really appreciate that, because to me, that's just like, okay, I did my job. So CSDHH hosts a community appreciation event every year, and I believe this past year was our 34th annual event, and it always takes place the first Thursday in December. That's typically an attendance of 300 to 500 community members, deaf, hard of hearing, deaf blind, late deafened, you name it. They come all across the state for this one event.
Last year was phenomenal. I mean, it was beautiful. All of us coming together, eating, having games, and winning different prizes. It's just a really great way to come together and uplift each other.
This year was a little bit different. Our theme was based off of public health, well-being, and different strategies to improving your well-being. So we added Zumba into the program.
Zumba has my heart. I'm a Zumba instructor, so I'm that guy that loves to dance and stuff. So I have done Zumba for the Deaf. I teach in Burlington. Zumba is just a great way for me to teach people for 45 minutes just to have fun, sweat, and groove. And so I think people are surprised, like, holy, like, you got hearing aids. I'm like, yeah. But turn that music all the way up. I feel that bass and just have a good time.
Interpreting is like a lifelong commitment. It's the language. It's a language. You're interpreting a language, and languages are not stagnant, whether they're spoken or interpreted. And so there are always changes. There's always new terminologies. There's always things to learn. You want to stay on things culturally, so it's always changing. You have to stay abreast with the time, with the terminology, with the language, and you have to keep pushing yourself. And I'm a coda. I've been interpreting for forever. It's my native language, but I don't know everything, and I never will. So you have to continue. You have to have a thirst and love for the language and the culture.
So all I ask is for people to really educate themselves, get to know them, start up a conversation. Just because there's a language barrier doesn't mean that there's not a way to communicate with us or with them. And don't be scared. I tell people, do not be scared. It's okay. We're all the same blood, but we are different. Everyone is different.
Information science is a great choice if you are interested in how technology can be used to help organizations and people. What is information science? Information science is a discipline that looks at the way that people and information interact and the way that that interaction is mediated by technology. In this program, you'll learn to analyze, manage, and process information for knowledge organizations, evaluate and optimize information in a variety of settings and industries, evaluate and use an understanding of how information is created, communicated, and stored to lead organizations to success. Information science opens doors to industries and companies that graduates might work for, like Google as a researcher or a local small business. The program requirements are fairly simple. There are a set of core classes, a set of concentration classes selected by the student based on their career ambitions and curiosity. There's also a programming requirement focused on developing a basic fluency in using computers to handle data. The major's 3 concentrations are developed in partnership with the Geography, Environmental Science, and Geology, Information Systems and Supply Chain Management, and Educational Technology programs. Each concentration has multiple classes that can be taken to fulfill the program requirements. Students should start out by taking LIS 200, Information Use in a Digital World. This is a popular class on information literacy that helps students develop skills in writing research papers and navigating digital life. As a School of Education student, you have access to the UNCG School of Education General Scholarship Fund. The application for this fund will open to you in spring of 2021. As a student in the School of Education, you have access to the Office of Student Success. The mission of the School of Education's Office of Student Success is to assist current and prospective students interested in K-12 teaching. We strive to empower students to be active participants in their educational, personal, and professional development. As a School of Education student, you will interact with our office and staff throughout your academic career. The office is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are also available virtually via Google Hangout, email, chat, and phone. Our website also contains many key resources and forms needed for your degree program. All of these resources will be discussed with you in your advising meetings. A list of all services provided by the Office of Student Success can be found on this slide. For a list of all Office of Student Success staff, please see this slide. For a list of all School of Education undergraduate advisors, please see this slide. New first-year freshman students in the School of Education will meet with an academic advisor for class registration. Students should expect to register for a full class schedule of 15 to 18 hours or 5 or 6 classes. Check your email for notification from your academic advisor regarding scheduling of appointments. We offer a variety of virtual methods to meet for advising, including Zoom and Google Meeting. Continue to stay in contact with your academic advisor during your first semester at UNCG regarding questions you have about your academic progress. New transfers, those students who are transferring to UNCG from another institution, will be required to meet with an academic advisor for class registration. Students should expect to register for a full class schedule of 15 to 18 hours or 5 to 6 classes. Check your email for notification from your academic advisor regarding scheduling of appointments. We offer a variety of virtual methods to meet for advising, including Zoom and Google Meeting. Continue to stay in contact with your academic advisor during your first semester at UNCG regarding questions you have about your academic progress. Your class schedule will include classes required for your program and, if followed, will keep you on track for the major academic program and result in admission to your major in a timely manner. In many cases, students need a full-time schedule in order to be included on a parent's health, car, or other insurance, or to receive certain military benefits. If this applies to you, be sure to discuss this aspect with your academic advisor. The class schedule will also be important to those students enrolled in the University Honors Program, residential colleges, or if they are a university athlete. Advisors from these programs may additionally contact the student regarding courses on their schedule and work closely with your academic advisor regarding your class schedule. Remember, academic advising equals academic success. On this page, you'll find a list of additional fees that most students will have to pay during their time at UNCG. These fees will be discussed during your meetings with your academic advisor. The Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, or FERPA, is a federal law that protects the privacy of student education records. The student and family, guardian, or spouse should have a conversation prior to submitting a FERPA form regarding what level of access the student would like these individuals to have. The student can submit the form to the Office of Student Success at any time. The signed form will be uploaded to the student's file. You can obtain the form by visiting ferpa.uncg.edu. The School of Education has several great opportunities for students. For more information about these opportunities, please visit the web addresses listed on this page. Here at UNCG, we have a unique opportunity for elementary and special education majors that we are excited to share with you today. Who wants free tuition? That's right, free tuition. If you're an elementary or special education major, you can qualify for 18 hours of free tuition if you choose English as a second language or for your academic concentration. Everyone must declare a secondary academic concentration, so you aren't doing extra, but what you are doing will be covered by a national professional development grant we have received here at UNCG. At the same time, you'll be receiving useful coursework to prepare you to work with students who are learning English. This will also qualify you to take the extra certification to be ESL certified. So, in summary, by choosing the English as a second language, second academic concentration, You get 18 hours of coursework paid for and the option for additional certification that will make you stand out as a job candidate. There are also options available to have your registration paid for to attend English language and dual language conferences. You can contact us at enacted@uncg.edu for more information. You can also let your advisor know you would like to choose English as a second language for your second academic concentration. The UNCG Teacher Education Fellows Program is both a scholarship and a 4-year teacher leadership development program emphasizing servant leadership within a diverse and global context. As participants in this community of like-minded pre-service teachers, scholarship recipients engage in teaching-related activities designed to develop and enhance their leadership abilities. Commitment to campus and the broader community, and awareness of socio-cultural considerations from the individual to the global scale. Fellows receive a $20,000 scholarship awarded incrementally over 4 years in the program and live in relative proximity to one another as part of the residential colleges. Additionally, fellows participate in weekly education seminars and internships in the schools that begin in the first semester, while also engaging in a variety of social, service, and professional development opportunities and annual traditions. To apply, please see the flyer located in the School of Education Canvas folder or email soe_tef@uncg.edu. Review of applications for the fall 2020 cohort begins June 30th. We look forward to receiving your application. For more information on Teacher Education Fellows, please visit the web address listed on this page. There are several excellent student organizations for students within the School of Education. For more information about these organizations, please go to the Office of Student Success website at oss.uncg.edu and click on Student Organizations to learn more. To contact the Office of Student Success, you can go to our website or call or email us. Here are some final reminders for this presentation. Academic advisors are available to answer questions concerning your major, your schedule, and the School of Education. You will meet with your academic advisor for course scheduling and to receive detailed information prior to registering for classes. Completion of the SOAR Canvas module will help you learn pertinent information about UNCG, the School of Education, and expectations for the upcoming semester. Please contact us if you have any questions.